Welcome to this Tutor to You A Level Sociology catch-up lesson. In this lesson we're going to look at one of the core themes that runs right across the A Level specification, socialisation. This will help you to apply your understanding of the processes of socialisation to a range of different areas across the specification and help you to be able to make synoptic links between the different modules that you selected to study. In this session we're going to look at the definition of socialisation and the different types of socialisation that we encounter on the A-level specification. We're also going to look at some of the agents of socialisation, those institutions that we study in sociology, often in isolation, such as education, family, media. Finally, we'll look at the different theoretical views of socialisation and how understanding the attitudes of different sociological approaches to socialisation can help you to develop a deeper understanding of their view on the different agents of socialisation. But first, we need to define what sociologists mean by the process of socialisation. Socialisation is the process through which individuals learn the norms and values of the society that they live in. It's how we learn to conform to social expectations, and this can be done in many different ways. The two key forms of socialisation that we look at are primary socialisation and secondary socialisation. Primary socialisation is usually conducted by the family, teaching us the basic norms and values of society, our language, our culture, and expectations of us in certain social situations. Often the values that we are socialised into are specific to our family unit, what is referred to as particularistic values. Secondary socialisation is an extension of this. This is where agents of socialisation that are more detached from the individual will teach us the norms and values of society that we need to conform to. These values are not unique to the individual and are expected of everybody, regardless of their status or their individual personality. These are referred to as universal values. There are a range of agents of socialisation, with the family being a form of primary socialisation, something explored in more detail in the next session. Other agents of socialisation, such as education, media, religion, peers and work, take on the role of secondary socialisation, and this is evident in the compulsory module of education, which we'll look at in the third session. Our religion, our employers, the media and our peers will all dictate the norms and values we follow in a given social situation. And while these vary across different types, for example Christian and Muslim norms are sometimes different, they act as a guide for how we should behave in society, and so have an impact on our lives. While these agencies look to socialise people into the norms and values of society, some may react against this process and develop subcultural values. Socialisation into subcultural values is the theme of the fourth session, and will involve looking at family, education and crime. One of the commonalities of structural theories is that they see the process of socialisation as being key to understanding society. While social action theories tend to focus on microsociology and the interactions and meanings that shape the behaviour of people, structural theory suggests that individuals are a product of their socialisation, and so often have quite fixed views of how people are shaped by different social institutions. Understanding these core ideas is key to understanding the bigger picture in sociology and being able to understand how the different theories will approach social issues. The four theories we need to consider are functionalism, Marxism, feminism, and to a lesser extent, the New Right. There are several key assumptions that functionalists make about socialisation that we can evidence in each of the different modules. Firstly, they have a very positive view of the process of socialisation, seeing it as essential to enable people to understand the value consensus, that is, the shared norms and values of society. This is evident in education. They also see the family as being pivotal in the process of socialisation, socialising children into particularistic values of the family first, a stepping stone to learning the universal values of wider society. Education, media, religion then take socialisation one stage further, performing secondary socialisation and rewarding positive behaviours and sanctioning those that do not conform. This is consistent in the functionalist view of different agents of socialisation. Marxists have a different view of socialisation, As a conflict theory, they suggest that people are socialised into the norms and values of the dominant groups in society, that is, the ruling class. They see the process of socialisation as being hegemonic, reinforcing the dominance of ruling class culture and subjugating the culture of other groups. They also suggest that the process of socialisation leads to the norms and values of capitalism being reinforced. Working hard, conforming and spending on false needs are normalised through different social institutions, which is why Marxists take a critical view of agencies of socialisation and the process of socialisation itself. Like Marxists, feminists are critical of the role of socialisation. They believe that norms and values of society people are socialised into are the norms and values of the dominant groups. However, they suggest that this is males, not the elites, and that people are socialised into patriarchal norms and values. There is an excessive focus on the needs of men over women that is reinforced through gender socialisation. Feminists see this as being a form of social control over women to maintain the inequality between males and females in society. Women are socialised into being passive and submissive and centred on the domestic sphere, which allows males to be dominant in other areas and continue their oppression of women. The new right, having evolved from functionalist ideas, suggests that socialisation as a process allows society to function correctly. They advocate ideas such as meritocracy and personal responsibility through socialisation. But the new right are critical of those that do not conform, and this is passed on through social institutions that look to sanction rather than help those that do not fit the norm. The new right see behaviours that deviate from their prescribed idea of the norm, such as unemployment, antisocial behaviour, or marital breakdown, as being the result of inadequate socialisation, and that those who are not adequately socialised form part of an underclass in society. That concludes this first session on socialisation. There is a short multiple choice quiz to complete on this video in the links below, and I'll see you for the second session in this lesson on primary socialisation shortly.